Today. I'm here with Michael Liptak and I'm Sydney McIntyre. And today we're going to talk about Guliana Rancic and how she's under fire over her responses and her comments that she made on the Oscar, it was the Oscar episode of Fashion Police. And she made comments particularly to Zendaya Coleman about her hair choice that night, and it was dreadlocks. And, you know, there was a lot of comments on that talking about how it was, you know, racist in a sense, and how she was kind of putting it into a stereotype, and how she was putting that particularly. And she also made some comments about how she thinks that she might have smelled like it was a certain oil, and I don't know, for somebody like Guliana Rancic, as you know, that's not really her place isn't to be the jokester like that on that show. So I'm going to ask Michael now, what did you think about that after, you know, hearing that and hearing the comments, what she had made?
I think it was uncalled for. I mean, yes, she's on a show where she's supposed to try to make fun of people and what they look like as far as their outfit goes. But when you make stereotypical comments like that, that's where you had to really kind of take a couple steps back. It was reported that there was actually writers that actually made the comments that wrote it down for her to make during the segment, and that no one actually saw that was wrong. That's what kind of bothers me, that no one actually saw that it was wrong.
Well, and here's another thing with that too, is that after the segment was run, after the Fashion Police segment on the Oscars was run, they go back and they can make edits because there's reruns. Well, like you said, you know, you felt that it was wrong that they didn't find something wrong with them releasing that. Well, it's kind of odd to me that they didn't see that after the fact, because they still left those and didn't edit it when they did the reruns. And so do you think that was wrong of them to leave that in the pure form, or should they have gone back and, you know, edited it?
I think you can't go back and edit it, because obviously when they first made the jokes and writ it and put it in the script, they didn't see anything wrong with it. And that's what the biggest problem is, that there's so many people that this was filtered through, and no one saw that this is completely wrong, the way to try to make this into something so stereotypical that they would actually let it go on. But one thing I want to get into is this Fashion Police. I think this is a terrible show. I mean, I haven't really watched it too often, but it's just a bunch of women sitting around really being bullies in a sense, where they're just picking on everybody. And I get that sometimes people dress funny and you're going to make comments about, but when it's a show every week to go out and try to make a comment about someone, that's where it could be a little bit fishy.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of have to disagree with that, because I'm going to kind of go into, you know, they just had the big anniversary for Saturday Night Live, and how that show, it's about having fun and it's about joking. It's, you know, they're kind of funny jokes, and, you know, some aren't called for and some are, you know, negative, but it's still a funny show. And with the Fashion Police, there are celebrities that know, you know, if I dress this way, they're definitely going to talk about my outfit tonight, you know, and it's something that it's expected, because the show has been created and has that, you know, almost that title. And I think it's kind of fun for them to be able to do that, because here are, you know, 4 women, some of which have a fashion background and some don't. And I think it's neat for them to be able to come on there and talk not just about what those celebrities or what the artists do in movies or in music. And I think it's kind of neat to be able to cover what did they do as far as fashion, and what type of things did they do differently now, or did they make a statement that people haven't seen before from that particular celebrity.
But when you look at this Zendaya incident in particular,
Yeah.
they're going out of their way to attack her. That's what I think is wrong about the show, and they do it quite often. I mean, yeah, if you know me, I joke around all the time, but at the same time, you have to be careful when when you attack someone personally like that.
Right. Well, and I think another thing, I agree with you there. I think you need to be careful and think about your words before you speak, because sometimes people will get fired up and almost an adrenaline rush, because, you know, you're in that moment of joking around and being a jokester, But I think people need to know the fine line between joking and between almost harassment, you know, because I think that was uncalled for, and especially as a younger woman, I don't think she deserves that because she looked beautiful, you know? And I think however people kind of want to express themselves in, you know, the fashion world, let them do that. If you have any suggestions or want to hear us talk about something in particular on subjects like fashion police or about E, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we'd like for you to check in and keep watching us on Real Talk Today.